not doing it. Alright, we're back from the future.
I can't wait until the second infusion. I have so much to talk about.
We were already there. Time travel's done with.
I'm definitely gonna mention the quality artwork of Dragon Ball Super. That'll be later.
It was quite good.
Mm-hmm.
As was the Ancient Magus Bride, as usual.
Yeah. Right, so, we don't have too many news things to go into, so after the news stuff, we're gonna dive into something else.
But before that, speaking of time travel, what tea is this?
This is the pumpkin spice.
That's great. We've had this before.
Ish. We had it when we were trying the samples, and we saw that this tea was one of the really good ones, so I decided I'll make it a holiday tea, which means only limited time. Get it while you can. Its official name is the pumpkin...
You screwed it up!
That's my life. The pumpkin spice black tea. Named for... what was his name? Blair.
Yeah. Welcome to the treasure.
From
pumpkin spice.
Soul Eater.
Soul Eater.
Yeah. Because she does pumpkin stuff.
The backup name to that was Pumpkin Spice.
What?
Never mind. So it's the first news article.
What do we got?
Well, you tell me. It's about Dragon Ball Fighters.
Alright. So, something which is really weird. So, Dragon Ball Fighters and Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 are going to have some kind of collaboration. We don't really know what yet, and it seems kind of pointless, because when Fighters comes out, there's going to be very little reason to play Xenoverse, and the game is like 2 years old now.
Well, I don't think so. They're vastly different games.
Vastly different, but...
If you want to play your favorite minor character, odds are you're going to have to play Xenoverse.
I can't wait to play the Doria.
Yeah. Then again, like, nobody expected Nappa to be in really anything. Is he in Xenoverse?
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
They have the Doria.
They have everything in Xenoverse.
Mm-hmm. So, it's really confusing, because... So, we know they're also coming out with DLC 6, which is...
Of Xenoverse.
Yeah. Which, DLC 5 was a surprise enough, but now DLC 6, it's most likely going to contain Ultra Instinct Goku, because they said a new form of Goku is coming.
What was in 5?
5 is going
to... So, I don't know anything about the Xenoverse DLCs.
Alright, so...
Give me the TLDR.
Alright, so the Season Pass for Xenoverse was only for 4 DLCs, and we thought that was going to be it. Then they surprised everyone with like, oh, we're going to have even more, which we're going to have to pay for.
So, yeah, when they say Season Pass, that's a pretty accurate statement, because it seems like it only covers a limited amount of not time, but, like, space.
Yeah.
It's timey-wimey.
I mean, the first one contained all the DLC for Season Pass, but I guess this one doesn't. So, it's going to contain 4 new characters. Tapion, which is from that giant bug monster movie 13.
Oh, yeah.
He's the guy with the sword.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, okay. Android 13, not the super one, just the truck driver. The Buddha, finally. It's very surprising he wasn't in the games, considering his sister is one of the main antagonists.
Really?
Yeah. And, Buhan, which is Majin Buu when he absorbed Gohan. Which is technically the strongest villain in this entire Dragon Ball Z saga, so about time.
Is Xenoverse one of the games where the characters are scaled to their actual power levels?
Yes.
Okay.
I've tried to do fun stuff like using Yamcha against Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. It's a bit difficult.
Yeah. Oh, I kind of like that, but I also... Like it's an interesting concept, but... like you said, if you want to play Yamcha against really anyone, you're gonna have a bad time.
What else is there? They're gonna include some other stuff, but I'm not really sure because honestly, I don't care. It was going to be.
I don't care because
it's going to be non-fighting related. So, they're going to have
like story mode kind of stuff.
Not even story mode. I would probably look up if it was story mode, but like some new type of system, like some kind of like mini game type of stuff. Also, like, new costumes, new attacks.
Of course.
So DLC 6, all we know so far is it'll contain a new original character, everyone's thinking Jiren, and a new form of Goku.
Yeah,
Kid
if
Goku
it's a
from
new
GT.
form, I'm assuming they have Blue and
They have
God and stuff.
Yeah, they have Super Saiyan Kaioken.
So what else would it be?
Yeah, it's got to be Ultra Instinct.
Kid Goku GT.
It's already in there.
Really?
Yeah.
I was
Kid
literally
Goku,
like
Super
5
Saiyan
minutes ago
Blue.
saying I don't care about Xenoverse and don't want it and will never play it, but now God.
What, you're interested in GT Goku?
No,
Sold
no. Like you saying a bunch of stuff that. Which one was the Wii one? I guess it was one of the Budokai Tenkaichi games. We played the multiplayer in that a few times, and that was fun.
I haven't thought about the Wii in a while. I had a lot of fun when the Bleach game came out.
It's like
That was like one of my first Wii games.
I remember that.
that's
Man.
We would cuddle up together under the blankets.
Yeah, and just swing our Wii remote around.
You want to know a thing that'll make you feel old?
Huh.
What?
The Wii is like 13 years old now.
Oof.
That's gross. You know what
anyway.
else? You know what else is gross?
What news story do we have that is gross?
I forgot. I was just
What?
saying it. Why am I so dumb?
You're talking about Dragon Ball Fighters. The story mode got
Oh yeah, the story
revealed.
mode. So seems like 21 will be a villain.
Yeah, which is
that one girl?
kind of surprising.
Yeah.
Or maybe she'll go back and forth. Who knows? It's Dragon Ball.
So something interesting. The French. Fuck the French. No, the French.
I was kind of wondering where you were going with that.
The French version of the trailer.
I could hear the wait. I'm trying to think, but in the meantime, I'll make some kind of terrible joke.
Goddamn French. The French version of the trailer included 2 new scenes. One of them has got people wondering what the hell was going on. Because it looked like Majin Buu with tits. And so we're very confused because it's got the pants of Majin Buu, it's got the belt, it's doing the planet destruction blast
so
thing
it's
he
the
did.
tall Boo?
No, it's a Kid Buu.
Oh, Kid Boo, okay.
Yeah. But like I said, with tits.
But it wasn't Kid Buu that did the planet destruction. It was the big one.
No, it was Kid Buu. The big one did the human extinction.
Yeah. I thought that's what you meant.
Nope.
Oh, okay. The big Frieza ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like cloud and shadow, so we can't really see it, but we can make out the boobs and really long hair.
Weird.
Yeah, so everyone's like really confused, and why only the French got to see it.
That was. You find out that was actually what Boo looked like in France. It's good, but it needs tits.
It's like how in Japan, Pokemon has here, I made you the rice balls, and then everywhere else, it's like a tuna
Donut.
sandwich.
Oh yeah. That messed with me. Pokemon.
They
said,
changed. No, I saw a video where they changed it regionally for some places it was a donut, some places it was a PB&J.
That's what I saw. It was donuts, and I was always like, "Yeah, digging the donuts." And I wonder what that tastes like.
Oh, those must be Asian donuts.
Yeah.
Damn, they crazy.
Well, and Brock even
No,
said once,
those Asian donuts, they're completely covered in sugar, but they're rock hard. You've never had those at a buffet before?
Asian
No.
donuts? No.
Yeah.
I've had the red bean paste.
I
ones.
guess you've lived life, but you're
but-
not missing a whole lot.
Brock even said once, "Ooh, jelly flavored, my favorite."
Yeah.
And so
He meant it. He meant that.
He meant that.
Yeah.
Jelly filled
His
donut.
favorite thing in the world, wow.
You sound like me.
Jelly filled donuts.
Fuck the French.
All right, that's your third one, because the last video got claimed by or not claimed.
Demonetized?
It actually did. I used the theme song from Halloween, but I used a MIDI version and then changed a bunch of things in my audio editing software. so that it would be a completely different song, and it still picked it up. YouTube's copyright ID system it's mind-boggling. Anyway, no, but it got flagged as inappropriate.
This one will be fine.
Similar thing. I'm gonna try and watch my language. So I uploaded a documentary on my channel, and in this documentary of an hour and a half, there was about 20 seconds of an insignificant scene from the movie X-Men. Because it was referencing one of the directors, so they just took like an insignificant scene, and Fox tried to give me like a copyright claim thing. I debated it, not debated, what's the word I'm looking for?
Appeal?
Yeah, I appealed it, and they asked me for my reason, and I basically said, F you. That was essentially all I said, and it worked, I guess. I'm
like, screw me for writing out huge legal documents.
Basically, all I said was...
That get rejected, I guess.
What I said was, in this hour and a half documentary, it only used 20 seconds of your shitty movie. Take this off now. And they did.
I write out, like page-long, like, legal terminology things, and they reject me.
Your English major is showing.
So screw you for that.
I was mad because they completely like took it down.
Oh, they blocked it?
Yeah. So,
that's bad.
Yeah. But apparently when you would appeal it, it goes back online just without ads.
Yeah.
Then it got demonetized anyway, but, that's the story of me. So, yeah. On this note... wait, we got more new stuff. Pause. Alright, no, not literally pause.
Pause. That's our safe word.
Pause on that thought. That's our safe word. Let's see. So Xenoverse, cover that. FighterZ,
mode.
Cover that. Yeah. Story mode. Again, looks interesting.
Yeah, I like how there's like a little overworld that you can move around in, and I think they talked about like leveling up characters, and you got your social links. Mm-hmm. They went into very slight detail about that.
Is that Frost?
Not a whole
Super?
Not a whole lot of detail in that video, but at least we got to see what it actually looks like.
Hopefully sometime, today is the 7th?
Yes.
So sometime next week we should be able to see 2 more new characters. We only have about 2.5 months, so hopefully they pick up the pace or something. Yeah, but that's it. There hasn't really been any other new news.
How many characters do they have?
I think we're up to 16 now. In FighterZ.
Announced?
Yeah. So let's see, there's the original 6. We got Trunks, Ginyu, Nappa, Tien, Yamcha, Super Saiyan Blue Goku Vegeta. So that's 5. I'm up to 7. Oh, did they announce anybody else?
7 plus 6, it's 13.
Oh, they announced 16, 18.
Gonna assume 21.
They haven't announced it, but that's probably gonna be obvious. So I'm up to 9 now. That's 9 they've announced. Who was the very first?
Plus the original 6.
Yeah.
So 15.
Up to 15, and I might be forgetting somebody. Pretty sure I am. Krillin and Piccolo.
Krillin and Piccolo.
So we're past that, actually. We're up to 17.
So probably only 1 or 2 more.
That's got to be more than that. Because
they had that character select screen with all the boxes. There weren't that many spaces.
It wasn't all of them. It expanded later on, as we saw.
How is it gonna? Oh, I didn't see.
Yeah. We also know there's going to be. Well, we don't know, but we know there's going to be Adult Gohan and Kid Buu, because we talked about this last week.
Because of source code and stuff.
Yeah.
How's the roster expand?
No, just the picture we saw, they just cut it out. And so if you look at the later versions, it's got
it's wider?
Boxes. Yeah. So, yeah. So if we include those, we'll say there's around 19, 20 if we want to include Android 21.
It's a pretty good roster.
But I'm hoping to go up to at least 25, especially on a 3-on-3 game.
Yeah.
That's true. Like King of Fighters is 3-on-3, and it has, I think the latest one has 50 characters.
Dang, but they've had time to build things up, so they can just.
They've had like 30 years.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see.
Though they always like take characters out, and I don't think there's a game where every character has been in it. Obviously, because there's new ones every time, but
The only game I've known that's tried that was Mortal Kombat with Armageddon. And a lot of people didn't like it. I liked it. I just hate the fact that they more or less took off fatalities from Mortal Kombat.
that's Mortal Kombat, though.
Right? They had like a create your own fatality thing, which was really dumb.
Oh,
Like put it on
weird.
like I punched him in the chest. I twisted his neck. I broke his arm.
I
After a
remember
while,
that.
just like you gay.
Huh.
Don't do that.
I can see the appeal of that, but like the one that I have the most experience with is Ultimate 3.
Mm-hmm.
And the most fun I had with that is just I don't remember how you do it, but I think maybe you just sit on the start menu long enough or something, but there was a way to just watch every fatality in a row, and like I just loved just sitting there and watching all of them.
Yeah.
Violence.
Yeah.
Just violence. And no, but like it wasn't just, you just punch a guy long enough and then, you knee him in the balls or something. It was like a guy's chest opens up and throws a bunch of grenades out, and then the entire
Cyrax.
planet explodes. It was probably Cyrax.
Good transition. Osama bin Laden. So
that's a good transition.
So we found out from the CIA that Osama bin Laden was a big
Neckbeard.
anime fan.
Yeah, really loved his Naruto.
That's dedication.
Yeah. So this goes beyond like the fan sub people who torrent things. This is like he's living in a cave and the most wanted man in the world, and he's like, no, I need my Naruto. The latest chapter just came out.
The guys come back with the
do you
VHSs and
think-
stuff. Did you support the official release?
Well, no, they wouldn't, because they'd be supporting capitalism, and they don't like that.
But they like anime, and
They do
would
like
know
anime.
At some point.
At some point, if they're going to crush capitalism, they'd also be crushing anime.
Osama bin Laden's torturous decision.
It's like Kim Jong-il and his he's the biggest importer of Hennessy in the world.
Hennessy?
The Tennessee whiskey?
Yeah, the whiskey.
Oh. That's okay.
Well, like one person is
I
the
know.
biggest importer in the
I know,
world.
I'm like, what?
Not the country of
Yeah.
North Korea.
That's how
The
they're
single
building-
person.
That's their nuclear tests that the explosions keep picking up and just lighting it.
We need the fuel, guys. Put the Hennessy in.
That's their biggest bomb.
It's just a whole ton of whiskey, literally.
Just-
Anyway, yeah. So they found lots of anime and pirated Naruto games.
Yeah. And also,
That's great. And Disney movies
he's been a fan since the early 90s.
and hentai.
And some people say this is the reason why he did September 11th. So when people say
Because no DBZ that week.
no, because what else am I gonna do?
Guys, you got to do it every week, or bad things will happen.
I told you. That's why they brought back Super. We're working on it, Mr. Bin Laden.
It's been
It's
every
the
week,
war on
pretty much.
terror.
How Dragon Ball saved the world. No, he saw what was some really bad anime of the late 90s, early 2000s? Like the really cancerous types. The type that will make somebody crash a plane into a building.
None of them?
There was a little bit of that escalated quickly right there, but I don't know, like violent ones, or like just
Just bad.
bad.
Like Black Clover back in 2000.
I don't know. I actually
Fairy
don't
Tail?
know.
When did Fairy Tail come out?
Like 2 years ago or something.
Really?
No,
It's that
longer than that.
Longer
like
than that.
5 years ago.
But it was in 2000.
Wow.
No, actually,
How did
no, because
Oh, he saw the ending of Evangelion.
oh,
And that caused Osama bin Laden too.
My ex-girlfriend really
that
liked
makes
that.
sense. No, because that was based on the guy who made it. Like as they were making it, all those crazy fake Buddhists in Japan, they had a terrorist attack where they gassed a subway tunnel. Do you remember? You know what I'm talking about?
I do not.
And it was like one of those cult things, but they were like, no, we're Buddhists though. And his wife and daughter, I think, got killed in it. And he just had a breakdown, and he's like, well, forget everything. I'm just going to make the last 2 episodes filled with crazy. And they were. And it was complete nonsense and gibberish, and it was about, like, suicide and stuff. And then they made a movie to make sense of it. And the movie was basically like, even though we're the last 2 people on Earth, I'm going to kill you.
And that's why Osama bin Laden did 9/11.
Wow.
You okay, Nick?
Yeah. Like, that puts some perspective on things, actually. Like, seriously.
He didn't literally.
I know, but like if they're saying that's an inspiration for it or something, or if it affected him in some way.
No. I'm literally just making this up.
Oh. I wish you
Wow,
didn't, though.
It started here. You heard it here.
And 2 years later,
I wish
Nick,
you'd-
please don't press the button.
I wish you hadn't made it up, because, like, you just picked that out of a hat, right?
Yeah.
It makes so much sense. You haven't even seen that, have you?
No, I haven't seen Evangelion.
Okay.
Next week, we'll dissect the Evangelion and stop Nick from escalating.
Do you really think I should watch it in that case? If you were so convinced Osama bin Laden could have done that?
No, it's because you said that, and you're not a liar. I believe
not.
you.
I was just running with the joke. Osama bin Laden saw through time and he saw Khamenei die. He's like, nope, that's it. I am not going to have this future.
The spiral nemesis has to end.
You know, it was kind of interesting because I haven't thought about Bin Laden in years. To be
Right.
honest,
Yeah, me neither.
Maybe
'Cause
it
he's dead.
Makes me weird. Well, yeah,
Because he was
but
dead, and before that, he was just nothing for...
he was just this
years.
evil guy. You know,
play
that-
volleyball.
That's nice. And like to think of him just,
Watching
enjoying
anime.
Naruto games and like that kind of it just like
It fucks with me.
it weirds me
Yeah,
out.
yeah, it does.
Stop it.
It's like...
It's like in between him having sex with goats, he's like watching Naruto. Like, something is just wrong in this picture.
Man
It's
enjoyed his
well,
simple
it's
pleasures.
not like I can understand, like, he's watching whatever, but like the choices, like Naruto and Disney movies.
He was really into cat girdles. He was disappointed they were not goat girdles. You think
Yeah.
Bin Laden would have liked Masamune?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, probably.
Okay, well that's nothing.
Bin Laden likes
Back to the grave.
Monster Mansume confirmed.
No, close the tab. Send him back.
No, I'm keeping this up for later.
Yeah.
So Crunchyroll got hacked.
Yay!
Safe
Sony,
now.
it was like 2 weeks.
yeah. You had one job. Actually, no, you had many jobs, but
I almost feel like there was like some kids like sitting around. So Sony now owns Crunchyroll. Do you think that password is password, for the love of God?
admin. So
I had a never mind.
the everyone's always like you get Crunchyroll because if you watch it through, some random website, it's filled with malware and stuff, and if you click on some random thing, you're gonna it's your kids watching your anime what downloaded the virus.
That's why the computer's heavier now.
Don't download games, kids. You'll get a virus.
The files are in the computer.
So, yeah, it's the thing that you see when you go to the page is it's a huge picture of Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and it's like a new beginning, a new media player, Crunchyroll viewer, and it's got a button for download now. Download the malware here.
I mean, I could have fallen for that if I saw it.
No, not if you saw what it says underneath, which is stream your favorite animes in full 4K HD from anywhere. Support Last's Crunchyroll features inbuilt microtransactions management. Get your free trial now. So, how is it hard, you having a Crunchyroll account, to manage your inbuilt microtransactions?
Nope.
Really?
Because there aren't any.
Yeah.
It's silly.
But would you download this to get your 4K anime?
No, I would see this and I will look it up. Like, what is this?
I mean, it's filled with fake things and spelling errors and like.
That's why I'd be like, what the hell just happened? What is this?
Support Last's Crunchyroll features.
Someone had a stroke.
I mean, no. Somebody had a.
They uploaded.
Somebody had an offshore account where laws are different and don't work the same as normal countries.
Well, those bastards upload episode 110 before 109, so who knows what they're capable of? Evil.
Inbuilt microtransactions?
No. With the super episode.
Inbuilt microtransactions are evil, Julian.
Well, they sell like merchandise on the side, so maybe they would just like playing off of that. If I was to,
I do not think that they would call that an inbuilt microtransaction. Again,
110 before 109. They're capable of anything. I'm still pissed. The spirit bomb didn't work.
Clearly.
What?
Oh, anyway, yeah, bad that happened. It's safe now. I kind of pity anyone who clicked on that download link for various reasons.
Yay. And finally...
Speaking of Dragon Ball FighterZ, Arc System Works establishes a branch in North America, but it's a secret. They posted it.
You heard it here first, folks.
They posted it, and then they were like, "Wait, we weren't supposed to tell anyone," and then they took their site down. So, I guess that means they're gonna be making more games and better games. I don't know.
Dragon Ball FighterZ 2 is supposed to come out in 2019.
What? You're a liar now?
Hi. Well,
I trusted you. I trusted you.
Whoever owns the rights to Dragon Ball games is contracted. They have to make a new DBZ game every year.
What?
Yeah.
That's the worst idea ever.
It's literally in the contract. That's why last year we had Xenoverse.
Who is it? Bandai Namco?
Yes.
It's like... Okay, yep. I can see that now. A whole ton of things just made sense. Like Bin Laden. No, for real though. I understand why there's so many. Is this like a recent thing?
No,
like,
it's been
not like recent, but like maybe 2008 or so.
Probably later than that. So like maybe 2012.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Because like all of a sudden, a ton of Dragon Ball games just started coming out one after another.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. But like, that shouldn't be part of a contract. Like, I can see, you want your annual release because they're gonna buy it, even if it's just like the same derivative trash. You're gonna get your Dragon Ball fans in there, but having it part of a contract It's not good.
At a
Like,
certain
the-
point, I mean, can you do something besides fighting games? And how many versions of fighting games can you really have? After a certain point, it's just like...
Well, there's been a bunch of I'm not sure what you'd call them, but like the DS games have been. I don't think there's been any fighting games. There's
Right.
been like a lot of
There's
like
been a-
wandering around and punch stuff games. I'm not sure you would call them fighting games.
There was
It's
a
like
Dragon
action
Ball Z Extreme
things.
Budokan. That was on the 3DS.
A fighting game?
Yeah,
I
actually...
mean, I'm not saying there's none, but I'm saying like a lot of the non-fighting games go to 3DS. I can't really think of anything else.
I can
but-
see them running out of ideas, so like a few years from now, Dragon Ball Super dating sim.
I'd play it.
Who would I want to date?
Vegeta.
Oh, you can date males? Yeah, fuck everyone else. Vegeta.
I think you missed the concept of a dating sim.
Vegeta, Ultimate Tsundere. I think that's pretty much it for the news stuff. So, unpause from the thing we were talking about before. We're going to have a little bit of a mini conversation about how did we word it? What's the East and the West can learn from each other media-wise? The first thing that popped into my mind when we mention this amongst each other is how the West needs to learn how to properly let people see their shit. Do you have any idea how much Western stuff I illegally download because I don't want to pay $600,000 an hour to watch some show? They really gotta figure stuff out. We have Netflix. We have watch something with ads. Like South Park. Next day, it's right on there. There's ads. Boom. South Park has figured it out.
Yay, capitalism.
Yeah. ABC, Fox, NBC, they have not figured this out yet. Oh, if you wait 6 weeks, we'll let you watch it with ads.
You know what? I bet it's the exact same thing in Japan because anime or streaming is ruining the industry pretty much because they make most of their money through
Merchandising.
and through Blu-rays. They make most of their like actual, anime money through Blu-rays rather than through TV money. And if they're going to license something out to, let's say, Crunchyroll, they pay the licensing fee, and then I'm sure they get a cut of the ads too. I don't know. I was actually just looking this up the other day. 10 years ago, a licensing thing for a show would be like $250,000. So it's
That's gross.
the tea or the money.
The
Tea's good.
The
Tea
tea's
is
good.
delicious. My goodness, I have never
But you,
had
you
such
said it
quality
just
tea.
after tasting like a huge sip, so yeah. But if that's why there's a lot of fan service shows and harem shows and to a certain extent like fantasy MMO trapped in another world shows because they all cater to otaku mindsets.
Oh god. So
And
this
that's
is-
where the Blu-ray and merch comes from.
I'm gonna just bring this up because this makes me angry. When we were talking about what little mini topics we can discuss, one of the things I was thinking about is talking about how anime people keep ruining anime
Again.
and I was watching something, and some guy brought up, so in Japan, China, Korea, they have the good old idols, where it's like one band of like 20-some singers and whatnot.
48.
Yeah, and something I found out is that they basically tell the people...
They're basically slaves.
Yeah, they tell them they can't even date. The reason why is because they're supposed to remain single to give those otakus like a chance to make them feel like maybe I can score a date with one of them. When one of them was discovered by paparazzi leaving the apartment of her boyfriend, otakus like flipped their shit.
Oh yeah.
And she ended up having...
Is this the one that had to shave her hair
Yes.
and like make a crying apology
Yeah, she had to shave her
video.
head and make a crying apology.
Jesus Christ.
It was like,
That I don't understand that culture at all. It's the weirdest, creepiest thing.
That's why when
in
people ask me-
Yakuza 5,
Uh-huh.
that the daughter character grows up and she's trying to become one of them, and it's like the shadiest trash because the Yakuza are running it, and like all the other girls are like trying to stab each other in the back, and all the like every character has like their own little mini games, and hers are shake the fans' hands as long as possible before they start to get too creepy, and like some of them are like, I really love you, and so like you have to like press the QuickTime event. It's really weird. Like that whole arc is just like, it feels really real.
But yeah, just when I saw her like crying with a shaved head, I became so infuriated. It's like, you people, you are the reasons why if somebody who's not an anime lover asks me if I like anime, I try and dance around it. So like, please don't compare me to these people who made a 20-year-old shave her head.
Well, that's a different crowd entirely, I think.
We can do the same thing for anime.
It was one of the reasons it took me so long to pick it up, I think.
Yeah.
Like,
you thought of,
well, just it was all right. So
like the stereotypes.
Well, part of
Yeah.
it was my first exposure to it was somebody gave me Chobits,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm like,
That's good.
this is weird.
Wait, isn't that the one with the robot whose on button is the clitoris?
Yes, and that's what I got. Like I got she gave me a I think it was like a thumb drive or something with it on there.
Uh-huh.
And so I read that. I'm like, oh, this is weird. I mean, it wasn't, and it was like, oh, this is so good. This is great. This is really, really good. And I'm just like, I get the joke.
How much of it did you watch
Just the first.
or read?
I only read the first chapter. So like he
okay,
turned
so
her on.
you got really creeped out and then stopped and thought it was weird.
Really creeped out is strong. It was just like, this is, and that was all that was on there. It was like, oh, this is so good. This is really great. This is great stuff. And I'm just
That's okay. So he just gave you the creepy part and was like,
Yeah,
just,
you like
just,
this.
just read this one part
oh
over
my
and
gosh,
over
you'll be
and
hooked
over.
forever.
Oh, you can totally,
on.
you can totally, to it.
And you know, it wasn't bad, but that was definitely what you were supposed to do to that. And I just wasn't. I was just like, nah. And then the other people that watched anime were just like, they their eyes were half closed all the time until they started talking about anime. When all of a sudden, bink, their eyelids would just like raise. Yeah, have you heard the message of our lords and saviors, the Gundams? And it like, I won't name names, but somebody had like a manga collection / hentai thing that they were running out of their locker. And so I was just like, this is all of the wrong things. That's okay. And honestly, the artwork didn't draw me that much. Like I'd seen like Naruto in passing and stuff, and it was just like, it's a cartoon. It's okay. I like, by the way, I like animation. So, I mean, it wasn't like it turned me off, but it wasn't special. And people were just like, it's so special. It's the greatest thing. And, it was just, I didn't feel it. So I stayed away from it until finally I sat down and watched Naruto while skipping the filler. And I'm like, this is actually, I got like addicted. And I started eating ramen, and now I'm me. Here on this Teacast show.
With your kanji shirt.
Yeah, well, this I
And
got
the
before
dragon.
this, actually. This I got for a band photo, but that's a different story entirely.
Okay.
Right. Going back to the original plot of East and West Lineage.
Before you get back to that, Chobits is actually super good, and that's the only weird part.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we believe you, Nick.
I'll watch it, and I will.
No,
I will,
it's really
I will
nice.
count
It's
and
cute.
describe the weird parts.
Go do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Just do it!
That's the only weird part, and then like there's some other parts where this guy is like actually creepy, and he's like, "Hey, let me have your computer." But that's pretty much it. It's more about like can people and
Sex robots.
but they're not sex robots.
They are definitely sex robots.
They aren't.
I can probably buy a blow-up doll of that.
But it wouldn't have a computer.
Yeah.
I don't want you to talk to me.
So, yeah, East and West,
Fine,
I guess.
don't watch Chobits.
Okay.
You'll miss out.
Great. But it was more the people than anything. Like, the artwork was okay. It grows on you. And especially once you see the worlds and the things that they bring to the paper, then you appreciate it more and more. But, like, Naruto's wearing... ninjas wearing bright colors didn't make much sense to me. So... yeah, the main thing that sort of drew me away from it was the crazy fans, and nobody was just like, oh yeah, Princess Mononoke, man, that was a solid flick, it was fun. I watched that with, my girlfriend the other day. It was just like, Princess Mononoke is a work of art that will change the world, and they would talk in these weird patterns.
Like Chobits!
Kind of like that. But it was just like... it was too intense. It was the people, and I'm like, I don't want to be that guy. I know I'll be that guy, and here I am on the Teacast years later. I'm that guy.
But at least you don't smell.
But at least I don't. Yeah, at least I don't smell.
Yeah. Okay. Back to the main plot. East and West, what they can learn from each other.
The West can learn how to end a plot. Because... most anime and manga, it's got an end game, or at least it has a plot structure. It seems to have a plot structure from the beginning, and if it's something like one of those long running Shonen Jump series that seems to never have an end, it at least seems like okay, this guy's just keeps churning out chapters as like it's his job now. He has to do it, or the Shonen Jump mafia will come and cut off his pinky,
or his hair,
and make him cry. It seems like they at least come up with a better way than like, let's say, Supernatural. Mm-hmm. It was supposed to end at season 5. The guy died. Then they're like, okay, great! We can continue it!
They're on season, what now, 13, 14?
I don't know.
It's been running for
I stopped at 5.
A decade and a half.
Right? Like, wow. At this point, it's like, after the great Ninja Order Naruto, the next mission is a Chunin is on the loose. It's like, something about this just doesn't hit quite as hard after the whole, demi-demon god thing. But, Chunins, they can throw the kunai, it can hurt.
He has like 6 bloodline limits, so that's cool.
Oh
boy. But fans are still going crazy with that.
Bakuman is is it Bakuman or Byakugan?
The eye thing or the anime?
There's a million things that sound like that.
Byakugan
there's
is
another
the eye.
there's another anime that's
Bakugan,
Bakuman, Byakugan, I don't know. It's the one about drawing, where it's the guys that made Death Note, and they made a manga about making a manga.
Yeah.
Which is suspiciously similar to Death Note. And, it's just about the process of, making their series, and they have, like, the weekly popularity polls, and it's like, okay, the people didn't like this, we have to change, the way we're doing this thing, or like what made that chapter unpopular or popular, and like this is how we gauge our success, and okay, that series failed and it's done, now we have to pitch a new idea, and it's kind of an interesting thing, an interesting take on how the industry works. It's pretty good.
There was... I'm trying to think of a good way to put what I want to say. So, in terms of the West, they have very little middle ground. In the sense of a show, I can either put it as garbage or must watch. There's very few, like, oh, okay, I can get into this. It's like either Game of Thrones or Big Bang Theory. feel like they can pick up some good, like, middle ground. On that note, we know that Netflix is picking up, like, 30 new anime things.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder... Can there be, like, a way to describe, like, a Western style that Japan could pick up and try and do? Because, you know, in one sense they kind of have with all the new superhero shows. They, like, took the superhero craze here.
Marvel animes.
Marvel anime?
Like they did... what did they do?
Wait,
they did Captain America.
Those straight-to-DVD ones?
Maybe.
Those are bloody awful.
I haven't watched them, so I'm sure.
There was a Punisher one. I watched that one. It was just terrible.
I didn't know there was a Punisher one. I would have watched that.
Don't. I'm going to save you the time.
If you say a Punisher thing is awful, I know it is.
Yeah.
They made a whole bunch of Supernatural anime. It seemed like it was relatively popular, yeah.
I began the first episode of that. I couldn't go on.
There was a lot of it. So
Really?
Yeah.
When?
I first noticed it years ago.
Like around the time Supernatural was good?
Probably around season 5 is when I noticed it.
So when it died.
Pretty much.
When it became a zombie.
Yeah. I just saw they
figuratively and a bit literally.
Yeah, well, I have no idea how long they had been producing content, because there was a lot of it back then. So for all I know, they started at season 2, you know, around that time frame. But at that point, I just had enough of Supernatural. Like, I was satisfied just imagining it ending with the apocalypse, you know? So.
Yeah. If you haven't watched Supernatural, just watch up to the end of episode or season 5 and just pause it like 30 seconds before the end.
Yeah, you'll see a house. Just imagine Dean lives there happily ever after. Pause it.
When you see a light post and the camera starts moving, pause it. What else could East learn from the West and West learn from the East?
It's pretty broad.
It is very broad. Interesting characters, that'd be nice.
Which direction?
The West learning from the East. So
I think there's some pretty good characters. Well, I say Superman's pretty boring.
We'll get
a lot of the really oh yeah, the time travel happened.
Let's just give the blanket statement of all comic books are crap.
You know that's not true. It's just the popular ones are.
Okay,
that fucks with me. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Isn't it ironic?
Yeah. That is awful.
There was a short video of a guy who was a security guard who can hit off of pitching machines from like 10 feet away or some crazy. So you need like reflexes faster than Superman, basically. They did a 10-minute segment on him, and he goes, "I was inspired by comic book men." And he wears Batman gauntlets, or not gauntlets, sweatbands, really, to bat.
Well, they weren't exactly gauntlets. They were more like, gloves.
No, they were like sweatbands. They weren't gloves.
It wasn't a utility belt so much as it was an extension cord plugged into itself.
So he went on for like 2 minutes about how they forged his character, and he's like, "When I'm in the cage, guess what my name is?" And I'm just like, "Batman!" And he's like, "The Revenger," or something like that. I'm like,
"The Revenger?"
It was some like it was some word.
First,
like that.
That's a terrible name. Second of all, I'd totally watch that. My revenge isn't complete until I've gotten my revenge.
He is a real life superhero, though. I mean,
the Revenger.
That's not his actual name.
That guy.
Yeah, the guy, because he's a security guard. He's like, and so protecting people, because that's why he went into his job. And so on his off time, he can't, like, he's a big guy. I could not imagine him running the bases very well, but he could hit this, and he just did it again and again and again without stopping. And then he's like, nobody else can do what I can do. And so they rounded up a bunch of people, and nobody else could do it. And he goes, I call any major league star to do what I do. They can't. Nobody can. And after seeing other people, what they do, like people that were in the batting cage practicing, they're like, "Come here." Nobody could hit it once. And he just is like, 1, 2, 3, it was pretty incredible. So there is a real life superhero with a really lame name out there somewhere. It's not the Revenger, but it was like the Exasperator, or like
The Exasperator.
it was some sort of like, why did you come to that? But sure, you would take me in a fight, so that's a good name, sir.
The Outsourcer.
Yeah, something like that. It's just like, why did you come to that as your name? And were you 6?
Probably, actually.
But superheroes had their place and time. Way back when they were, I can't say cutting edge, but they did a lot of good things. It's just certain ones have evolved and certain ones haven't. And certain ones have devolved in recent times.
The
that's
SJW
true.
craze is just the latest thing of Wonder Woman. They lassoed some guy, and you have to tell the truth, and he did it, and so they got pissed off because he was mansplaining, so they punched him.
Wait, are you talking about the movie or
The comic.
some comic?
The latest Wonder Woman comic. They lassoed some guy. It's like, well, they can't stop mansplaining, but I know what will. They punched him. It's like, yeah.
That's
You're basically
dumb.
saying mansplaining is objective truth. I hope you're realizing that.
Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, no, I forgot the name, because you talked about mansplaining. God.
Yeah?
You guys talk about something else. I'll think of it as soon as you start talking.
I think
The
that's
Sandman.
Sand.
Wow, that was some magic right there. I think the Sandman would make a really good show, but only if it was animated and only if it was done by like a really good artist. Because it's not a show that you can do live, because it has a lot of qualities that are really surrealistic, and like sometimes they don't exist in like Euclidean geometry. Like space is kind of distorted, and like one scene slips into another and suddenly it's in a different art style. So it would be really cool to see that animated. And if they did a Japanese version of that, I would like to see a collaboration on that. I would like to see the writing of Neil Gaiman and maybe like Studio Shaft or something, who did Madoka, do the animation on that. That would be great. And with Netflix in charge, actually no, it's DC, not Marvel. Oh well, but I would love to see like a collaboration with that. That'd be great.
So something the East can pick up from the West is anytime I see anime or any other Japanese thing that's supposed to be like, real life, but then something supernatural happens, I always feel like it's just a different universe. Meanwhile, something in the West, like Stranger Things, like it still feels like it's within this universe.
Stranger Things,
Yeah.
though, is that's one of
strange.
the most authentic feeling worlds that I've ever seen. Like, they captured the 80s really well.
Yeah, it was.
It's been loading for 30 years.
No, they just filmed it and let it sit. And it's like, okay, someday we'll have CG that's good enough to do what we need to do. They did a reverse George Lucas remaster thing.
This was actually supposed to be there.
Yeah. We wanted the guns to be walkie-talkies the entire time. Yeah. Also, the East can stop doing all that fan service. That'd be nice.
Yeah. For a certain point.
The West can stop doing that too, Game of Thrones.
At least with Game of Thrones, it's somewhat plot relevant.
Not season
Later
2.
seasons. Season 2 is the worst, yeah.
I'm getting a. Now I'm gonna stop there. This is probably already gonna be monetized. Demonetized. That's about all I can think of for this little mini topic. What else?
It seems to me that that the East tends to experiment a lot more with colors, for example, but also, like you were trying to say, different characters. And the West is, and sometimes this works out to our advantage, just really obsessed with what's going to work.
I think that applies to TV shows more than film. Like, until maybe 2010, TV shows were just like, it has to be exactly this way, and, never experiment. Mm-hmm. Ever. Like, we keep talking about Supernatural. That was probably one of the most, let's say, plot-driven shows that was out there. There were a couple others, but I'd say that one had the most continuity. Even though there were a lot of filler episodes and Monster of the Week kind of things, it was probably the most thought out, and kind of every episode at least had a little bit of character development. Mm-hmm. And the very beginning of the show was a very different place than the end of the show. And it was a gradient, not like character development wise. It was a gradient, not a
You've reached point 3.
Yeah, sudden level up. Mm-hmm. Did you say Super Saiyans?
Yeah.
That was what I was thinking too, but I didn't want to say it because we keep talking about it.
Yeah. This is very specific, but I really like, after seeing it just laid out so beautiful in Hunter x Hunter, you have this high class, very, very good fighter, but he has a whole spectrum of ability. Like, he's not always at his top game.
Yeah.
And so you then have the people that can sort of compete with them, but are outclassed. And then you have the third type of people that can compete with the second type of people, but are generally not considered even close to the first tier. Mm-hmm. But on a good day, tier 3 can beat tier 1. And they did that sometimes in the anime, and they showed it, visually, and it's just like, that's brilliant. And that goes for the psyche, that goes for physical competitions, that goes for anything. And
that was
it's almost never used.
That was a thing in My Hero Academia too.
Yeah, that's been more subtle, but I love that they have that in there.
Yeah. Something in general is in the West is the main hero is almost never outclassed by anyone except his main rival. Yeah, arch nemesis.
And he loses to him up until he doesn't.
In the East, the arch nemesis is rarely, I'm gonna say, they're more of a archetypical villain, or archetypical evil, rather than an arch nemesis. Like, it's not always a personal fight. It's more of a just we have to stop the bad thing from happening.
Mm-hmm. And they're the obstacles.
Yeah. It's less personal and more of a goal than a vendetta.
Yeah. Yeah. So collaboration would be great in general. On a side note, I've been thinking this week about why don't we use the phonetic alphabet more often?
What do you mean?
So, collaborations right now exist when you get bilingual people that are able to speak both languages that sometimes translate, or, sometimes people translate to their people. The Japanese person who can understand English will translate to Japanese, and there's an English translator for the English people. I mean, that's just a really, drawn-out process. But it seems like if we taught the phonetic alphabet early, it would just help us so much in both being able to speak and also learn languages. It's just one of those things that bugs me, and it's just like
What do you mean by phonetic alphabet?
the phonetic alphabet, where each has a different symbol.
Oh.
As opposed to A can mean
They
A.
don't teach that unless you go into English.
Well, I learned a little bit about it when I had anthropology.
Okay.
And so...
that's still like an optional thing.
Right, and it's still like, what are you doing? Why are you in that class? Both of them. And it seems like we could benefit so much from... We are benefiting from having these two, you can call them cesspools, or you can call them pools of thought, sort of feeding into each other, and the bacterias are forming. Yeah, and the bacterias form, and sometimes they form pretty colors, and it's just like, ooh, look at that. And then you have it surrounded by the trash to remind you that you want to look at the pretty colors. And so... sometimes you're benefited by them being separate so that they can develop their styles, and then you can sort of peek over at the other cesspool from time to time and be like, oh, check that out. We can sprinkle that in a little bit. But I think that we're quickly approaching the point where there should be more communication, and just a little thing like phonetic alphabet, which we've already developed, being more widely taught and used seems like a very simple thing that I can't figure out why we're not doing it. So anyway,
because it's too complicated.
It's more complicated to have so many different meanings for each letter.
It's less intuitive, or it's less intuitive. But it's still more complicated.
Because we then have to learn, like, we've learned that C can be S or K versus K for K versus K for Q, and then when you're taught the phonetic alphabet, it's just like there are different phonetic symbols for K and K because it's different parts of the mouth, and if you learn it that first, it's obvious, and then you can go ahead and learn the secondary alphabet, like the Greek style, later. But anyway, that's just something that's been driving me nuts.
Well, I'm not sure. Not sure about that. It's definitely not a good thing that English is so mongrel of a language.
What do you know?
A lot.
Why?
Because I was an English major.
How many years ago?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, what matters?
Why?
You'll see. How many years ago?
This is just an elaborate setup where you call me old.
Yep.
Yeah.
You are.
And shit. You shouldn't it?
Stop.
Anyways, we should probably head over to the second fusion now.
Yeah.
I wonder what that's going to be like.
Let the time travel commence. Wait, it already did. Alright, see you next week.
Or...
But the second infusion will take place right about now. Meanwhile, back in time travel land...
What a great show.
Yes, we just finished watching The Ancient Magus Bride.
That too.
Yes.
So, who wants to go first?
I guess I'm going first. Lots of time travel involved today. So, yeah, very dark compared to the other episodes, which were also very dark, but even darker. Lots of cat murder.
Ugh.
Always fun.
The internet's least favorite episode of anything.
Yeah. But it was also good visually. I don't know. I don't have a whole lot to say about it. I don't know why I was forced to go first.
I asked.
Uh-huh.
And you received.
Right. So, I think it was kind of interesting / weird that the pointless novice somehow knew exactly what to do to free up the corruption. This Miss
You mean
Slade,
Chisei?
huh?
You mean Chisei?
Yeah. He was like, oh, Hey, I know this magical thing that none of you magical people thought of. Let's do that.
Well, to be fair, it was a cat and the pixie, which it was kind of implied that they have really one-dimensional thinking.
Was it?
Yeah, like, oh, this is why you humans are always so interesting. You've always got cool new ideas that we never really think of. That's why we love hanging around you so much.
Yeah, that and like...
You guys are crazy.
That and like, Chisei, we want her. And then they're like, oh yeah, he can kill us. Like, they don't think things through. That's true. They're highly manipulated by the mages. That's also been pretty much implied. Yeah. I kind of wonder how this episode got started. Like, they got together and... Because I think they're trying to make something relevant to the times, in a way. Like, modern, but then also across time.
Uh-huh.
It really, to me, feels like they're trying to make something timeless, but...
yeah.
They have to make it with the current technology, for example. So there's like, okay, what's big? Cats. Like, how can we do something different? Well, most of the time we just watch how cats live their lives. So what we could do...
No, I think that's a Japanese thing, maybe.
Let's hit every emotion of the internet. First, we'll make cats kings. Then we'll kill them.
I had a book, like when I was a kid, like a picture book, and it was about the cat kingdom, and they had to fight against the rat kingdom, and it was really creepy. Like creepier than this, actually.
That's why we're
I don't remember it that much. That's basically all I remember, except that the Rat King was really scary and huge.
We should make 3 movies out of that.
I don't think there's enough for 3, maybe 2.
Well, they found a way with The Hobbit.
Yeah, let's make 4 just to be safe.
Part 1, cat. Part 2, rat.
What would they go... Oh yeah, Tetris. That's what they wanted to make into a trilogy.
What?
The Tetris movie. A trilogy.
Why would they make it a trilogy?
Why would they make it a
when
movie?
they could make it a tetralogy?
Yeah.
Is that a word?
Idiots. That's what a Tetris is. You get four blocks in a row. Tetris.
Oh.
Of course, I'm mixing my Greek and my Latin roots here, and it would be a quadrilogy, but that's just my English major showing.
Put it away.
Okay, it's gone.
Yay. So, yeah, there isn't really too much in terms of overall plot. Not much happened. Just a lot of
I think that
sorcerer.
I think the sorcerer, like the old one that was in the flashback, I think he's going to show up again somehow because he was looking for an immortality device.
Oh, probably.
Oh, that sexy little chick?
Yeah, that sexy little chick, man.
It was a trap. Actually, it was a trap.
I like how when we were watching it, I was like, no, that's a guy. And then like 30 seconds later, I was like, so she's like, oh, wait, no, sorry, he...
But what about the other sorcerer? Like, they had this moment where your whole life is a lie. This guy's just using you. You're gonna die. And then she's like, stop it! And they're like, okay.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. At first I thought that like they ran away and like
no, they just
disappeared. And I'm like, okay, he came and saved the day. And then no, they're just like 5 feet away, just
like
kind of hanging out.
Scene. Yeah,
and they're just like, how are they gonna deal with this problem? Let's find out.
And they just watch it happen.
Yeah,
I think they all went home. Maybe
they
had
joined
tea.
the audience. They became the viewers at home.
Yeah, that wasn't resolved, and I wonder if there's going to be a point to that. Like maybe down the road, there's a reason that sorcerers and the Magus live together.
Well, I don't think they do.
I
don't think they do live together. I think they hate each other.
Right, but it's kind of like Thor and Loki. I don't know, something like that, where they don't like each other and they disagree with each other's methods, but maybe there's things that one can do that the other can't, or something. I don't know.
This show is doing a really good job at increasingly reminding me of Full Metal Alchemist. So, I think it kind of might be like, there's the alchemists, and then there's the Eastern equivalent. Alchemy, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what they called it before the English translation came out.
Alkestrisu.
I was about to do that. But, so we finally found out what's so special about the Slay Begir. And it's that...
Sort of. I think that there's still more behind it.
But you find out that she can do a lot of magic, but she dead. If she does too much.
Why does she die again?
Just her body is frail and the magic screws it up.
Okay.
She's kind of like a giant...
Glass cannon?
Yeah, basically. It's not the metaphor I was looking for, but that works.
Every time she uses magic, she uses a Kiko-ho.
A what?
Kian's move.
Oh.
The triangle that ends up in a square?
Yes.
The third point was his eye all along. Or the fourth point. Anyway.
So, we got that.
Yeah, hold on, let me think. I think there was something else I wanted to say about that. I can't remember. But, yeah, overall, I mean, still really good. Still oddly emotional.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like I'm getting more out of the episode than what they put in consistently.
Yes.
And I'm okay with it.
It made everyone sad.
Oh, yeah, that was the thing, where, she had that emotional-ish moment where she's just like, I don't care if he's lying to me. I have, a guy with family. And then finally at the end of it, I have a perch. When am I going to die? Child needs a hug.
Needs more than that.
Well, calm down over there, Nick.
He already saw everything.
It's not Waifu Wednesday.
That's not what I meant.
It was exactly what you meant.
I know what I meant, and it wasn't that.
So... Oh, crap. I lost my train of thought.
I think that you were going to change the subject, it
No.
sounded like.
Place your bets. Do you think they will get married before she dead?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah? I'm going to go with no. I'm going to go with she dies on the wedding night.
Ooh, that's
Just
good.
turns into sludge. Oh, darn. I should thank you for the research data.
Plot twist.
Oh.
You set me up to love you!
What a good way to, ruin an otherwise...
Oh.
an otherwise great thing. That's, the entire lead-up, and it's just I'm a skull man. What do you expect?
Yeah, he's not even a shadow or a thorn. He is. I hide in the shadow. I am the shadow of the thorn.
I am the skeleton man that hides in the
shadow of the
shadows.
thorn.
At some point, I want to make this big, epic, timeless anime, but then end it with the kid waking up. It's I was just dreaming, right before the climax.
It's
And just
been
end
done.
it. Has it?
That's it's not a huge cliche, but I don't know about anime. I can't think of any right now, but that happens all the time.
Are you sure?
Not all the time, but I mean it's been done several times.
Can you think of any examples?
I can think of a non-anime example.
Yeah?
It was a hospital show. I forget the name of it, but the end was... It was a multi-season show, and the end was... it zooms out, and this kid's staring at a snow globe of the set, and everything... The entire show was an autistic kid's dream.
Oh, I thought...
that... all those
Imaginary
crazy
friends.
theories that they make up about Rugrats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is that where
And
that comes from?
That's essentially what actually happened.
It happened once, at least. Can you name a second time?
No.
There you
Not
go.
off the top of my head, but
It doesn't seem
does
like it's
happen.
generally well received.
That's because it's kind of
It's
stupid.
retarded. That's why I wanted to do it. Alright, so that's Magus Bride, or Magus, as some of you crazy kids say it. Let's see.
What were you saying? Magic Bride?
Magus. None of this Magus stuff.
What's the difference?
Difference is I'm always right.
Magus versus Magus?
Magus.
We're saying Magus?
No, I'm saying Magus.
Sounds like maggots.
Who's
Sounds
on
like
first?
we're gonna make America great again.
America's always been great.
Magas. Make America great again,
Have
son.
a kick-ass summer.
Why is it Magus and not Magus?
Because I say so. That's how I've been saying it. I'm always correct. Therefore, it's Magus. Tell us what you think. Send us your emails at tman at thedragonstreasure.
No, Teacast.
Teacast at thedragonstreasure.com.
Send that T-Man.
Which the T-Man receives.
Or just send it to T-Man at Teacast for a more personal note.
For only $19.95 a minute.
Alright. So, Black Clover, I'm going to make this nice and simple. We get introduced to the rest of the Black Bulls, and they are one-dimensional as fuck. And I know it's only been one episode, but just from the feel of everything, I'm fairly certain they're going to stay one-dimensional.
You didn't even describe them as one-dimensional.
It was one-dimensional cut in half. I mean, let's see. We have the drunk sex object. We got that. We got the thug. What do they usually call them? Like the high school thugs?
Oh, Jack?
Something like that. Like Kuwabara. Or Metal Bat from
like,
One Punch Man.
Did you say thug?
Yeah.
It
was Japanese thugs with the funny hair.
Yankee.
So we got that guy.
I like that because it has a completely different meaning in English.
We got the character who loves to fight. That's literally all we know of him.
Food-chan.
We got the short chibi girl who loves sweets. We got this one weird dude who just like breathes out steam, doesn't speak. It's like, okay, so you're gonna be.
Is it like actual steam, or is it just like, and it's like stink waves or something?
I think it's steam.
Oh,
I don't care enough to find out.
I would prefer that it was stink waves.
And then we found out that the main character's sword not only cuts through magic, but can deflect it.
Ooh.
As he deflected that big old fireball. There was some other characters mentioned, but I don't care. And the thing ended with the Tsundere love interest. And...
Think she's gonna be the love interest?
Of course she is. It's a female.
Of course she is, yeah.
Okay.
No, she's kind of like watching him like, so that's the new member.
That was the most tsundere ever.
Yeah, it's like, there's literally nothing else to this character. Granted, it's only been like 10 seconds.
Just like Google tsundere and make like a compilation video, and that's what you get.
She's got the pigtails, she flicks them off to the side.
Goth loli.
It's like, why would I care about this insect? all that, yes. Literally all that was missing was the baka. Every other element of tsundere was included in like those 10 seconds. She's going to have a sad past, and the main character is going to be like, I'm going to defend you from this. It's going to happen.
I don't know, is sad past a tsundere trait? I don't think so.
It kind of is. It gives me a reason to be all tsundere. My guess is she previously had someone she loved who died. That's going to be my guess. I have not looked into the future with this. I kind of feel like looking this up to see if I'm right. I'm literally playing the game of how much can I predict from this fucking one-dimensional show.
Oh.
God. We watched that video of, who was it? Mother's Basement talking about it. So
yeah.
I'm not the only one who's thinking
it was
all
like
this stuff.
20 minutes of how could this be less bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't that hard.
Even in episode 4, they're still doing the whole tell not show. If I hear in a world that lives on magic, or whatever they say, one more time, I swear to God. It's like... It was like not even prompted. It was just, we gotta remind the audience. It was like, I'm gonna go take a walk in this world that runs on magic. Thank you. So you know what? That's literally it for the episode. I'm done. Next.
We watched the last 3 to 5 minutes, and the last minute was just him. And I couldn't get through that. Like, is that a drinking game yet? It's got to be a drinking game. There's people dead from that, right?
My God. I don't know who'd you blame, the voice actor or the voice director?
The director.
Yes. Well, in that Mother's Basement video, they said it's the actor's first role.
Yeah, so it's got to be the director.
And last, because he'll be dead at the end of it.
Yeah. Like,
Or ascended into Super Saiyan like Japanese Goku, 90 years old and still at it.
That reminds me, I'm gonna quickly just cut into this. So I've been waiting ever since we saw Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. I've been waiting for the English version to come out, expecting it to be epic and awesome, and they fucked it up.
Oh.
I was thoroughly disappointed. I felt no chills.
What, like the voice or the music or what?
The voice, just I don't know. Goku must have been sick that day because he did not have that power. Also, they screwed up the whole awesomeness of like Goku's powering up and then like nothing happens and you hear him go Kaioken and then boom, explosion of awesomeness. In English, he was just like, now it's time for Kaioken. It's like, why are you flat? It was really boring. It's like, I can't work out to this.
What is that now? 10 years you're stuck with, this is a Super Saiyan.
No!
Now it's time for Kaioken.
Yeah. You don't even have to change it for that. He's like, we'll skip this.
Yeah, alright. Back to the plot.
Well, we might as well talk about Super.
Alright. So, lots of things. So let's address the elephant in the room. There's a new fighter who's a combination of a lesbian.
What?
Kale and Khalifa, you can't be more lesbian than that. Let's hold hands while we fight.
Okay.
Okay,
so they're cheating, right? Because they have an
that's
item.
That's a Potara, yeah.
Right?
Like, that means that we should have sensu beans.
Yeah.
I mean...
We.
It's my universe.
We're Universe 7, guys. No, we're Universe 9. We suck.
What?
We're Universe 9. The dog people.
When was the last time that you saw a giant Super Saiyan flying through the sky?
Yeah.
Yesterday, I watched Super.
Yeah, it was... Yeah, I don't...
That is a lie, John. No flying in this tournament.
He was kind of flying.
They're not flying, they're jumping high.
Mm-hmm. It's a subtle difference.
They need to explain away why
Oh,
is allowed.
By the way, I really loved... this actually was a response to, not last episode, but the one before. Where Goku's getting it handed to him. Well, this one too. This one still applies. It just said, beat Superman, they said. Beat Saitama, they said.
Well, that begs the question: Can Jiren or
the answer is going to be no, especially when it comes to Superman. They've established there is no limit.
Khalifa? What's their combination name?
Kefla. Or Kefla.
Kefla. I don't like that.
Kefla.
I want it to be Khalifa. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so why not just ask? Can any of the other guys beat them? Can One Punch Man beat Kefla?
Oh. Well, right now it's seeming like she is stronger than Super Saiyan Blue Goku, so we'll see.
No. The answer is One Punch Man can beat anyone.
Because he's a gag character.
That's true.
Can he beat Autolay?
That's the question. Can he beat can he beat the non-gag Superman? You know, because they said there is no limit.
Is there a gag Superman?
Yeah, Superman.
That's a dig.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, I mean, he's basically a gag character that keeps a straight face. You know?
I better put my glasses on.
Yeah.
Now no one will recognize me. I hate Superman.
someone, and I didn't think of this up myself, but they said they made Superman seem a little bit more cool than that. So basically, Superman is like a public figure, right? And he carved out an identity. So he said, "I live in the what is it? The Fortress of Solitude. That's where I am. It's in Bumblescrew nowhere. Nobody's gonna go there because it's in like the South Pole or something, right? Yep. Yeah. So it'd be really hard for the average person to get there. They just know he's there, and he showed it off at one point. And so nobody's looking for Superman because they know where he is. That's why Clark Kent works.
What? So they think that he lives in the middle of the Arctic Circle and then just comes to work as superhero man.
He's on more than one occasion been in like
just in Metropolis or whatever.
Well, he's been more than one occasion. He's been in like another planet, then he flashes to Earth, or he's been in one place of Earth and then he's just shoom, and there's another disaster that he just catches the building, less than a second later. So that's not a problem for people to believe because they've seen it enough, But there's a bunch of people that look kind of like Superman, but they know they can't be because they know where he is. He's like watching the planet from there. He's equidistant from everything at that point. So, in that way, that's pretty brilliant because, like with Batman's not like, this is exactly where you can find me at any point. They just flash the signal up in the sky. He's always in Gotham, unless he's not.
Right.
He's probably never been in two places publicly at once. So that's why, a couple villains are like, of course Bruce Wayne is Batman. He's the only billionaire that can afford all this shit. Are you stupid?
Like, stamped all over every Batmobile, plane, boat is just like made by Bruce Wayne.
I want one villain to take a methodical approach.
And Bruce Wayne's license plate is Batman. I find that really funny for some reason.
Who could he be?
Who could Batman be? Batman.
All right, let's begin. Let's begin the meeting, guys. Sorry, excuse me. I don't know what that was.
Where's the Joker?
Yeah.
What? Bruce? What are you talking
Wrong job?
about? We're talking about the profits margins.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have my mind elsewhere.
So with other vigilantes, you're always looking for them. Superman, that's like a perfect, almost magical trick. It's misdirection. That's what it is, and it's like that actually works. If you've never tried it, do that with somebody. Set up their expectations, and then without being, without trying too hard, just do something a little bit different, and they'll believe, their expectations more than their senses most of the time. But anyway, that's pretty cool. And then also everyone out there that's seen the Kill Bill
That's how I got
Volume
Julian
2.
to watch Stranger Things.
Yep.
Ooh, we can talk a little bit about that, I think.
Yeah, we
Granted,
could.
it's old at this point, but... we were also we'll cover that when we go back to the first fusion.
Time travel's a bit difficult.
Time travel's a bit different here.
The topic will be what the East and the West, media-wise, can learn from each other.
You mean it has been?
It has been.
Do we have anything else to say about Super besides there was a fusion?
No, I can talk a lot more about it.
That fusion is unfair and cheating. That's what I have to say.
But Xeno-sama likes it.
Yeah, I think it's just like, hey, let's roll with this. It's cool.
It'll give us an ability to potentially see Vegito again, I guess.
I'm voting Gogeta because I don't think they're not going to allow them to just throw in the Potara.
They can take the other people's Potara. Like something happens to Kefla and like they lose or they defuse because it's not going to last forever.
What happens when you take let's say you take their fighter, both of their Potara out? Does that?
I mean, at some point they're going to defuse because it doesn't last forever.
Yeah, when they're that strong.
Yeah. So I'm wondering because it's been stated several times. Potara combines the people's strength and then increases it tens of times over. And I managed to see the title of the next thing, because people suck. So let me just go ahead and spoil it. Super Saiyan Blue loses.
That's the name of the episode?
Yeah.
God.
Super Saiyan Blue Goku defeated.
This is a trend unique to Dragon Ball.
So
will Goku defeat Frieza ever. Next week, Frieza defeated.
So I'm wondering just how strong, because base form seems like it can just make mincemeat of Super Saiyan God. And it can probably go Super Saiyan Berserker Master, whatever new title it has now mode. And so, and we saw Jiren twitch.
Yeah, that was something.
Yeah.
Was it just me, or did it seem like Kale's Super Saiyan, I'll call it Super Saiyan Green, when she gained control, did that seem to lose some punch? Because that was massive when she went berserk the first time.
No, it's not that she lost punch. So it's something that some people have been talking about. I've considered it, but not sure how much. Of Goku, even when he goes Super Saiyan Blue, has mostly been dicking around. And I watched some guy talk about it, he like took several quotes of Goku saying throughout the tournament, it's like, okay, I'm going to try a little bit harder now, at various times. And so the first time he was fighting Kale, he was still dicking around. It's the same reason why the first time he was fighting Cauliflower. When he was fighting Cauliflower, when they were both Super Saiyan, it seemed like they were evenly matched before Kale went Berserk mode. But, you know, the second time around, he was base form and just, like, schooling her. It's not that he got stronger, it's that he decided to put more effort into it. And so that is how I am viewing this. He's just putting in the effort now. That's why he's just kind of bitch-slapping him all over the place. But now, a new fighter has emerged.
Bomb.
So this is quite the game changer, especially if they can start throwing fusion earrings all over the place.
I don't think, like, the gods are going to be doing that.
Yeah. It'd be fun to see people trying to fight over the earrings.
It'd be like Smash.
I was just thinking that. Oh boy, so this is... Oh, the other thing I want to talk about, so it's something which I've noticed a lot of people say as well, which I'm starting to buy into. Vegeta's probably hiding something.
Yeah.
Because literally every time that Goku has done something to surpass him, Vegeta's been like, God fucking damn it, you son of a bitch! But this time when he saw Limit Breaker Goku, he just like, huh, what the hell is going on here? And whenever he sees a fighter that he knows is stronger, he begrudgingly admits it. He's like, even I can't do anything against Cell. You'd only hope against Frieza. I can't beat Majin Buu. On and on and on. But here, he's like, let's go punch Jiren in the face. Even after seeing all that he could do. And
well,
even after...
He fought, what's his name? Second string first. And then he's like, well, you're also second string. And he's like...
And even in that episode, when he was, after seeing Super Saiyan Blue times 20, Kaioken, whatever, Goku, plus Ultra Instinct, he's still like, I'm the number one Saiyan.
Yeah.
Even Vegeta.
There was something he said in this episode.
He's just lost his mind, finally.
Like, I'm number one.
I'm the best.
I'm the best.
There's more than one way to realize legends. I wanna!
You know what else I found out that makes me kind of mad? So, the original dub changed way too much shit to, like, just cater to Americans.
Of Z?
Yeah. In the original dub, the reason why he became Super Saiyan was because he didn't care anymore. And that just sent him over the limits. In the
Didn't care about what?
Didn't care about becoming stronger than Goku, didn't care about becoming a Super Saiyan, he just didn't care. That's, according to them, took him to the next level. No, in the original... he was just so blinded by anger and rage that he hit his limit that that rage is what took him to Super Saiyan level. Which is very different than not caring.
Yes.
Unless you believe the opposite of love is hate.
That's why I was like, when the new Saiyans just were like, hey, just, you turn it on. I was like, does it work that way? I don't think so.
I think of it as the same way that Goku was able to show Gohan and all this other stuff, because...
Yeah, but it took Gohan a long time.
Yeah, Gohan's a little bitch. If this tournament has not shown us that he's a little bitch, I don't know what will. He used to be my favorite
Well,
character,
to be
too.
fair, he's done nothing for like 10 years in this.
Well, to be fair, he's a bitch. That was a Nicole moment, Nick.
Oh my god. Well, to be fair, here's something that makes things worse.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he's out of practice.
Uh-huh.
But he still has...
So that's why he hasn't done anything that great.
They gotta play... He hasn't yet to go Mystic, I don't think. They gotta do something with this whole, like, Mystic Key. He's got Divine Key as well, in some sense. Might not be God Key, but it's, you know, Kaio Key or whatever.
Yeah, and they made a big deal before the tournament.
Okay.
About that isn't my limit. I'm going to surpass it. And, like... So far, he's shot Key Blast. He hasn't even done a Masenko Ha or anything, right?
No. He's gotten his ass kicked.
Well, yeah.
He's been kind of generally useless. I think Piccolo's done more impressive stuff than he has.
Yeah, he got his arms blown off. And they're still fighting the Namekians. Surprised that's taking so long.
That would be really nice if, like, Gohan becomes the new endgame. You know? Like, right now he's just conserving, because he hasn't lost yet. He should have ended some fights sooner, but maybe he's just trying to level grind? I don't know.
He was going to lose to the Yadura until Frieza stepped in.
To who now?
The, instant transmission guy. He was going to lose to him until Frieza stepped in.
The sniper guy?
No, the guy that, was using instant transmission.
Yeah.
The sniper guy, everyone sort of did their part.
Oh,
in that.
the spotter for the sniper.
No, not...
Oh, I don't know who you're talking about then.
The purple guy who used instant transmission.
I forgot it
Frieza,
already.
like, tortured him before throwing him out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was about to lose. It's like, the fuck is going on here? Do something. And less than half, or more than half the tournament is gone now, so they gotta step things up. Like, they need to go a lot more...
Time or people?
Time and people. So, at this point, Super's gotta kind of be a little bit more rapid fire.
I think actually, like, it's down to, like, 10 people or something.
By the way,
20, give or take.
I love that they started off the episode, only the strong remain. And then there's Frieza watching up from the top, I have a go-go suit! And then, they sort of slap him out of the way, and then he's like, I'm fast now! You have to watch me! I'm just gonna ignore that.
Yeah, that was great.
That was wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, that was such a great response to only the strong remain.
So, let's think of potentials for the new fusion, and after she apparently beats Goku, what's gonna happen next? Is she gonna fight Golden Frieza? Is she gonna fight new Mystic Gohan?
She could probably fight Jiren, yeah.
Is there
I mean,
any chance...
he's the only one that stood a chance to just Broly Kale.
Brolina.
Broccoli. So that would make sense.
There's still so many potential things should happen, and so many things that still need to happen. Like, really, come on. Mr. Gohan, next level. Let's get to it. Vegeta. Give him his moment. He needs a moment.
He does.
Okay, so that's just about all of that. Anyone watch anything else?
I watched 2 episodes of UQ Holder. One had some really good action scenes. Probably the best action scenes I've seen in a shonen, not manga, anime outside of My Hero Academia. Maid Dragon.
They had like 15-second fight scene between the dragons. That was
yeah, that was really good. I don't remember why they were doing it, but it was really good.
They were just having fun.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it was just a fight. And then the next episode, there was another fight too, but it was kind of meh. And it was like a date episode, so kind of lame.
Did they fuck?
No. So the deal is with the other main character, it's a trap
Yeah.
but not really.
What?
It's like a hermaphrodite, and when she is 16, then they choose the gender, their sex, and so
many triggers from this episode of Dragon's Teacast.
What?
So many triggers in this episode of the Dragon's Teacast.
Yeah, so that's the deal. So it's like he's always been acting as a guy, and then in this episode, it's like everyone was like, "Well, you've got a thing for the main character, right?" And he's like, "No," and then they're like, "You should dress as a girl and pretend that you're his cousin or your own. You should pretend
What was this
you're
about?
your cousin and go
Oh.
on a date with him."
I thought you said you should dress as a girl and pretend to be his cousin.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell?
Man,
Yeah.
you're not Saudi
That's
Arabia.
not out of the
Did
question,
you not
though.
learn from... it's not out of the question. Like, didn't you learn from...
Pakistan?
I was going to say Sword Art Online, but I mean...
Sword Art.
Gun Art? Or no, that was still...
That
no,
was,
that was Gun.
it was Alfheim.
More like Sword Art offline. Am I right, guys?
No.
High five. High five. Thank you, Nick.
I don't even get it.
It's offline.
Why is it
because
offline?
It's boring. And,
It's off the hook?
Yeah.
They're making a third season of that.
Yeah, they are.
I thought the gun thing was the third season.
It was the third arc. It was the second season.
Anime. Anything else?
I also watched that show that has a million names, but is about the MMO, and it continues to be cute and interesting, and that's about it.
Yay! Right. So I think that about covers the time traveling second infusion. Join us as we fuck with the timeline and second infuse the first infusion.
Woo!
Yeah.
Or wait. Or is this the end? Are we gonna
I
edit this?
I think this is the end.
It's
All right.
crap.
What do we do? Okay, we're gonna activate the time machine soon, but we'll see you guys next week. Right? How does time travel
No, we did
work?
next week last week.
I will actually
You
not.
weren't supposed to talk about that.
I will actually not be here next week, so it'll just be Nikolai and John
Me.
Kuhn.
Boo. Alright. So, we'll see you eventually. We'll figure out this whole time travel thing during time. That seems a good time to do it.